So, who put that spare change together?
Hmm?
Who put the spare change deal together? A man named Johnson?
Uh, Mark Johnson. He's the founder. And he happened to be in California and saw the first guy. Matter of fact, the first guy didn't live to see the finishing product.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, the guy who was playing on the street in California?
He played in the street in California.
Yeah, I think it was in San Francisco. I remember. It might have been.
Yeah. I think Santa Monica, they call it.
Uh-huh. Santa Monica.
Yeah.
And how did Mr. Johnson get a hold of you?
Well, I guess through word of mouth, because I was making a lot of noise in the French quarters here. And for years, people been walking through, noticing me, because I used to get good partners. First I had the acapella group. We made a lot of noise. Then Stoney V came in town, which is Howlin' Wolf's son.
Oh, really?
But he never bragged about it. I didn't know until a couple of years after that Howlin' Wolf was his daddy. And while we were doing that, I happened to take the honor to put an acapella, not an acapella, an opera group together. That everybody was out there singing opera.
Oh, my goodness. We're down here in the quarter?
In the next block. When we took a break, Stoney D was waiting for me in the square, and I ran by him and did a show. After that, I ran by the acapella group and did a show, and it just kept moving around, at every break.
Yes. And so, at one point, this fellow from California named Johnson heard of you, and he got hold of you somehow.
Oh, yeah. Well, mostly a lot of people was hearing about me that came down here. A lot of talking was going on of what would happen to the quarters.
And so they might have told him about you, and he contacted you?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And so anyone who's looking at this can go to just Google spare change, or no, singing for, what's the name of the...
And then the third guy, Clarence Becker, came from out of Holland, and he happened to be in Spain on the street, and he got him. Then he went to Africa and picked up some Africans in Africa.
Yes, I saw that video. I saw them singing on that video.
Yeah, and that's some smart Africans that was on the stage that he picked, the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
And then he went to God's country, which I know Africa is the mother country.
Yes.
And that's the Garden of Eden over there. A lot of Africans don't know that about their place.
And so that's in your heart, and so you're connected that way. And so when the album comes out and you're on it, you're singing with people who you're connected with spiritually.
Well, you see,
and culturally, I guess.
One song did it. And it wasn't luck. It was a thing called, I'll say, expertise of putting things together and a know-how of what he knows. He happened to be an engineer. He happened to work in the movie industry, and he had all that under his belt. But what he had a dream of doing something for himself, so he heard a guy that I was telling you about that was singing in California, the first guy, and it started from there. And he came here because I think he heard of me. And I was playing in the street with my partner, Stoney. So and that's how the whole thing was born.
That's a great story, Grandpa Elliot.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure to talk to you, and I thank you for taking me the time right up here. Pardon, my wrong hand. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Hey, listen, thank you for taking the time. I really enjoyed talking to you and hearing about the history of, I believe it's called Singing for Change, Spare Change.
Playing for change. Playing for change.
Playing for change, exactly. Now
Not the change that's in your pocket.
Yeah,
Money.
Exactly.
Playing for a change.
The big change.
Of mind.
Yes. So just look up, anybody could look up Playing for Change, and they will find
Yeah, if you bad,
Grandpa Elliot and a whole bunch of other people doing some
going around
wonderful
the country,
singing around the world.
Making angels out of people.
Well, well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I just came from Boston. I feel like I just got sprouted a pair of wings just now talking to you. Thank you, Grandpa Elliot. Here on the corner
It's
of
a pleasure.
Toulouse and Royal Street. Oh, my goodness. We'll see you around the quarter, Grandpa Elliot. Thank you very much.
And